Good afternoon, Speedboat Maniac 410. Quick little update and a slight change of plans, which are not going to leave you guys too happy with me. Okay? Here's the deal. The Chesapeake Bay and all of the upper tributaries that run, down from Pennsylvania, the Susquehanna, and obviously I'm thinking parts of the Potomac, maybe like the Delaware Bay. I forget the canal that runs between it, but long story short, the bay is in really bad shape with debris. Obviously logs and, semi-submersed, wood and things like that, because we've had so much rain over the past 2 weeks. Up until about probably 3 or 4 days ago, it started slowing down a little bit, but it's finally all coming downstream, and they open up what they call the Conowingo Dam on the Susquehanna, somewhere in northeast Maryland, and a bunch of debris. There's pictures all online. My wife was showing me. Our local Chesapeake Bay Powerboat Association had some posts on there, and people were saying, don't go out unless you have to. So guess what? We're not taking the boat out anytime soon, which is probably going to be like, maybe another 4 or 5 days or so. Even if I ran out of the Eastern Bay, which is kind of protected from the Kent Narrows, since it's kind of, a smaller tributary that runs in between the island, and ran out the Eastern Bay. But I'm not in that much of a hurry to get out here and damage the thing, or knock an outdrive off, or chew up propellers or anything. So other than that, here's what I was also thinking, and I noticed the other day. You guys know we already put this pipe back together on this side over here. I did silicone around this pipe and put the flap back on. As you can see, I put the ultra black all the way around it and all the way in between here, really good, as you guys can see. Okay, it's a good, and it's not going to leak, and I bolted the flap on. So I thought what we would do is also water pressure check the starboard rear motors headers. Okay, see if I can see inside of these pipes for any water that might be in the interior part of these pipes, because I have never done that. I pressure checked the headers the end of last year, like around, I want to say August or September, before I assembled the boat all back together. All 4 headers. Of course, the one header was new from CMI, custom made. I waited 9 weeks for that to get made. But the other 3 I pressure test out on our pressure testing bench over here before I installed them, and everything was good to go. But the actual tailpipes, I noticed this rear tailpipe's got a small weeping leak on it on the outside. And what's that tell me? That tells me if it's leaking on the outside, then it's quite possible it's leaking on the inside. And I don't want water heading back into my exhaust valves with reversion, which we've already learned about. So we're going to take a look at that and see. I know you guys are bored with all this possibly. Like I said, I'm tired of messing with it too myself, but what other videos we going to put together? We got to troubleshoot it and get it right until it's done right. So boat ain't going out anytime soon. And let's take a look at this pipe over here and see if it's acting up. A man in his boat. Does it ever stop? So battery switches are down here. 2 clicks. 1, 2 to off. From off to on. And this one here. Now everybody has their different opinions on how to set your battery switches when you're actually running. Sometimes you could put them one switch on one, which would be designated for one motor, put another switch on two, which is designated for the other motor. Alan checked the electrical on this for me when I bought the boat a couple, 3 years ago, and he said it's okay to run this system on both. So I keep them on both. That way both batteries are being charged equally from each motor when it's charging. So that's how I just run the battery switches on my boat. So here is the $1 million question at this point. Is it true?
Do I speak the truth?
That this pipe back here, because the outside of the perfect little weld from the factory of CMI, if CMI made the tailpipes, is it leaking? It has a little teeny rust line coming from one of the exterior welds. And if that's the case, then we have to see if the fact of the matter is, and the genie in the bottle, or you know, is it going to actually leak on the inside? Well, the only way to find that out is there's no magic in any of this. You got to hook a hose to it and test it the same way we did this motor over here, the port motor. Okay, so here's where the question is. Right here. You see this, guys? Right here. This weld right here is starting to have a little bit of rust. Now again, that could be surface rust, but the last time that I saw something like this was a year ago, and it was right here where I had this re-welded all the way around. So we're going to pull this hose off from here, loosen both clamps, slide it back, and put the garden hose on here and run it and see if we have any water coming inside the pipe, just like we did this one. The outside is fine. Around the collar, in between the gap, the air gap where the water jacket is, that's fine. But if we have water dripping out from the inside of this pipe, we know that it's leaking on the inside, and it's got to be welded too. So let's take a look and see. All right, guys, see if you can stay right there. Just loosen this guy up. We're just loosening this back one in order to slide the pipe further back, because the nipples do come in here this way and in this way. So it's a bear to kind of move them without taking them entirely off. But if you can hold your tongue just right, you can actually push it all the way back to get it like we did the other one. See it's hard to bend it around the back. There we go. You see? And we'll leave one of these up front for the garden hose and put this one back right here. Right? And I got to go get my trusty flashlight so we can see inside the pipe when we're running water to this. Okay? I got our garden hose right here. Hold on, guys. Almost went off the back of the boat. That would have been fun. You would have heard a bunch of bang, smash, crash, bang, boom. All right. This here, again, this don't have to be super tight, but let's snug it up so she's not leaking all over the place in here. Okay. Let's hang with me for a second. I'm going to put you guys on pause and come right back and turn on the hose and grab the flashlight. Okay, YouTube. I'm going to turn the water pressure on. I had to tape the flaps up and grab the flashlight. So let's take a look and see. Obviously, guys, you see I got the garden hose hooked right to here. Our concern is this weld and the weld inside, okay? This is a short pipe. This pipe is probably only 2.5, 3 feet long from this V-band clamp here to out the back of the boat where the flap is, and so is this one. This pipe over here, visually on this weld here, looks good, but that doesn't mean it's not leaking inside. So, you know, we got to make sure these things aren't leaking and causing a problem back in the engine. And water getting in the exhaust valve when the exhaust valve is open, just idling or sitting when the motor's off, okay? And the water collects and can run back in the header. So if the headers aren't leaking, that's a good thing. The tailpipe is spraying water for whatever reason when you're flushing the boat, or like this one was before. Remember, it was spraying water actually? So much water was spraying out of it, it can make it back onto the exhaust valve in the header. That's all taken care of, the port motor. So we're 100% on the port motor, okay? Let's continue to check this out. Let's see what we got here. All right. Got this old flashlight for Christmas. I got like 75 flashlights, and I like this one, okay? Not just because it's LED, but I think my mother-in-law gets it from, what's that place called? Like Publishers Clearinghouse or whatever it is, that nonsense that they get you sucked into. I think she's sucked into it pretty good. But during Christmas, she passes out all these little tchotchke gifts, and this turned out to be a pretty good one. All right, so here we are. This is the starboard motor, the rear motor, the outboard pipe, full blast water pressure, and let's take a look up and see. Way up in there without getting the camera wet. Well, it is not wet in there at all, but there is some kind of drip that looks like a stain was in there, like it was leaking. But I got 40 or 50 pounds hooked to it now, and it's not leaking. But all around the collar here and the water jacket, it's doing fine. So, to me, I'm good. And I'm wet. Oh my goodness. I'm good with that. So on to the next one. You guys hold tight. We're going to pressure test this side over here. So we're 75% of the way there on both motors to finding out, do we have any leaks on the tailpipe collars inside the pipes that would leak back into my exhaust. Let's take a look. Okay guys, so give me a minute. It's all part of it. But I'll take this hose off of here. I'll button this all up after we close out on this video. I'm not going to make you all watch me assemble every stupid nut and bolt to go through this procedure. But same thing. We're over here on this one. It's nice to have a company, somebody helping you. All you guys out there with your comments and ideas and advice and hey, try this, try that. I appreciate it. Now let's see if I can get my big hand in here, get this pipe all up. See, I got a feeling she's going to be a little bit difficult. Okay. Oh my goodness, I got a big old hand. I just put this pipe in and now I can hardly even reach this. Oh, she's trying to come. And I'm going to play heck getting it back on there too. Imagine changing it out on the water like that one after it explodes. I can get it, guys. I just don't want to rip the pipe or rip my knuckles up.
registration number 3266.
Because you know, I'll do it just for the value and entertainment. The Speedboat Maniac 410's channel, because that's what we do for full entertainment. Oh yeah, neighbor just started up his old 350 Tahoe over there. Sounds good. All right, guys, so tighten this guy up. All right. Okay. I wish I knew how to edit fast forwarding on my videos. I just haven't learned that yet. I learned a lot of things, but that's one thing I don't know how to do, and I haven't taken the time to figure out yet. Okay. Snug this guy up. And I'm going to walk over to the hose bib, and I'm going to pull it on full blast, 40 to 50 pounds. Okay? Make sure the hose isn't kinked. Just like so. Plenty of slack. Alright? Good to go. You guys are on. Alright. Give me 30 seconds to go turn it on. I'll be right back and we'll check this tailpipe with the flashlight. So here is the truth. We're going to go check this last one.
Do I speak the truth?
You speak the truth.
Wow.
Oh, hold tight, guys. I know. Oh. I know. Oh. 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 It's lovely. Guys, take a look at that. It's music to my eyes. No water coming from inside the inner exhaust pipe. I love it. Sweet. That's what we got. We got it on full blast. Cut it off. Guys, so thanks so much for hanging in there with me, but now we know that even the starboard motor doesn't have a problem with any exhaust leaks inside the pipe. And I got the whole back of the boat full of grass. Guys, thank you for watching Speedboat Maniac 410 channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so, subscribe and turn on your notification bell. And click that like button down below. It does help out on the videos and more traffic and more people coming to the channel. I appreciate it. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Share it with somebody else. And as always, to you and your family, God bless.